Y'all, today is the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. Most daylight we're gonna see all year long. It is time to be in your pool. It is time to be enjoying it. It is not time to spend all of your time vacuuming it. So I got something to show you here today that'll take care of that. Y'all stick around, we'll get with it. What we've got here is the Smorobot Tank X1C, and let me tell you, they call it a tank. It looks like a tank. I'm digging it. I like it. So obviously we get the robot in the box. We're gonna get a user manual. We get a retrieval hook. You're gonna get a charging brick, and you're also gonna get some replacement axle sleeves with some axle grease in here for maintenance, which I think is pretty cool. I've yet to get a robot that gives me some maintenance items with it, so this is pretty neat. Let me show you around this robot really quick, and then we'll go bring it down to the pool and put it to work and see just how good it does. So it's a really attractive looking robot. It's got some weight to it. It feels substantial. It feels like a tank. It's got the two soft brushes in the front that'll be individually operated by each wheel on each side. So this thing with its brush and these treads, this thing will climb the side of your pool. It'll clean your water line, and it should do a really good job. It'll clean for 2 hours, it says. It's got a 7,800 milliamp hour battery. It'll clean for 2 hours, and it takes just about 2 hours to charge from dead. Now on the front, we've got a 3-position switch. Now along the top, or up here on the top, I should say, we've got our impeller. That's gonna hold this thing down to the floor and to the sides of your pool. Obviously we can see the tracks, and we can see the brushes, and you'll have your suction right here, and it's just a rubber flap. It's not a spring-loaded plastic flap, which I really do like. That should be pretty nice. It's not overcomplicated. Now here in the back, we've got our basket, and it's got a really large debris basket, and you can see here our rubber flap. I really think that's pretty neat, not having a spring in there, just that rubber flap. I think that's gonna work out really well. And then we've also got a couple of rubber flaps here on the back is where the water will come out. When you pick it up, it should evacuate the water really quickly and get it out. So there's some lights on here I'm gonna tell you about real quick. They say to turn this thing on a flat surface. So we would turn it on, and it'll cycle through the lights on the front. And when it gets ready to go, we're gonna see 2 yellow flashing lights. And the instructions say to put it down under the water, hold it underwater till it fills up, and then when it hits the bottom of the pool, it could take up to 1 to 2 minutes before it starts moving. All right, we got blinking lights, so this thing is ready to go. Now, if you do leave it too long without putting it in the pool at this point, it will start moving on you. So let's go get this thing downstairs, put it in the pool, and we'll talk about it. I'm down by the pool, and we're gonna test out this Smorobot. But I gotta tell you, I did something that I never do with these tests. I threw leaves in my pool, I threw grass in my pool, and I threw 2 Mardi Gras cups full of sand. Now, for those of you outside of Louisiana, a Mardi Gras cup is a legitimate measurement, and there's 2 cups of sand. Go ahead, check it out. There's 2 cups of sand, leaves, grass clippings in this pool. I hear time after time that I'm always clean pools with my vacuum tests. Well, that ends today. We're gonna see what this thing can do. Now, there's a 3-way switch on top of this thing. If you put it in S mode, that is standard. Standard will clean the floors, then clean the walls. And if you put it in F, that is floor only. So we're gonna turn this thing on. It says to turn it on flat ground. We're gonna let the LEDs cycle, and when we get yellow flashing LEDs, it's ready to go in the pool. So we're gonna let it do its thing. All right, we got the yellow LEDs. Now we're gonna hold it underwater, let it get the air out. And we're gonna release it. Now it's gonna take 1 to 2 minutes for this thing to initialize. I'm not sure if it's actually recalibrating the movement sensors on the inside or what it's doing, but it will take a minute or 2 to initialize, and then it'll get started. It has kicked on. It did take probably a full 2 minutes. So give it some time. Don't throw it in there and think that it's broken. And now, when it first starts, I believe it's gonna try and figure out where it's at in the pool, if it's anything like these other smart robots that I've had. And we'll check it out. We'll check out its navigation. It's supposed to have an intelligent navigation, and we'll see if that's true. And I'm gonna get here in the pool with a GoPro, and I'm gonna show you just how much debris I have in the bottom of this pool. And we'll check it out when we're done and see if it's cleaned it all up. As you can see right at the end, this thing did park itself near the side of the pool where it's gonna be really easy to get to. Now, I did show you the whole bottom of the pool. There's a little bit of sand left in here, but no doubt, if I would charge this thing back up and let it run again, it would be gone. But we're gonna open this thing up, and I'm gonna show you just how much stuff this thing picked up, because it did a really impressive job. Before I open it up, there's a couple of things I do want to say. As far as when it's cleaning the walls, the navigation is okay. It's not perfect, but it does clean the walls and the water line thoroughly. It just goes very slow doing it. Now, when it comes to the bottom, this is the best navigation I've seen out of any robot vacuum cleaner. It cleans extremely thoroughly, and it's very powerful, and it sucks up a lot of stuff. Let's look in here. My God, this thing has picked up so much stuff. Branches. I had branches in there picked up. The grass, the leaves. So no one can say that I put this thing in here to clean a clean pool. This pool was filthy. And right now, I would say it's got 90% of that sand out of there. And if I would charge this thing for 15 minutes and let it run, I'm sure it would finish. So my first impressions of this thing, man, this thing did great. It really does a very, very thorough job of cleaning. The bottom navigation on this thing, I would say, is better than my Aper Seagull. The Aper will run in straight lines, but it doesn't actually square up to the pool and run the whole length of the pool, where this one, it knows and it squares up that pool and it runs in straight lines the whole length of the pool. It's very impressive. Guys, go check it out. I've got a link in the description. I don't think you'll be sorry with it. I will do an update later on this vacuum to let you know how it has done over time. But initially, it's hard to beat. Guys, please go subscribe to my channel. Hit the thumbs up button. Go ahead and like the video. And until next time, I'll see y'all on Everyday Man.